Do you have any other comments or thoughts you want to share with us about the version 3.1 event? If so, please leave a note below. Thank you very much for your support, Traveler. My feedback may or may not be related to what you're asking for, but I'll read it aloud anyways. Your decision to not include more permanent endgame content through the game's future is understandable, but the reason given for it was not. I do acknowledge that people don't have enough time to spare throughout their day/week to sit down, enjoy Genshin Impact for long sessions, and experience everything that the game has to offer, albeit overwhelming to some of those people when said content is time restrictive. However, I feel that a feature as simple as a practice dummy or a practice arena/sandbox mode where players, when they are willing to spare the time, can utilize an isolated environment to spawn in set amounts of any enemy as they are willing to generate within the game's load limit, with updates to the enemy's roster as new enemy types are added in for each new version update. This would be a completely optional feature that more combat-focused players can use to test out their party's strengths and weaknesses and determine how they want to adjust to many different playstyles and combat scenarios. Because if this game was more about exploring and the overall story, there would be no valid reason for farming artifacts, obtaining strong weapons, and rolling for new characters and constellations to be as important in this game's current state. I personally will allow the occasional combat-related event modes like the Hyakunin Iki to exist, because having a clear personal goal to reach set by the developers encourages me to perform to the best of my ability and feel a sense of accomplishment once that goal has been reached. Sure, many other casual players dislike the difficulty set for combat events such as this, but they are not forced to play on the hardest difficulty for each combat event. That's why there are easy difficulty modes in place. Higher difficulty should be optional for players in every sense of the game's manner. That being said, an optional sandbox mode for combat will leave out more room to put in more unique and interesting non-combat related events in place of events such as Hyakunin Iki, as more casual players will not feel forced to play combat-related content they don't want to do to receive the rewards. I would just like the game to be both more fun and engaging in and outside of events, so people with time to spare can continue playing Genshin Impact at their own leisure in their own way. And that's my thought about this whole thing. Thank you for listening.